Hi guys, Thia here, also known as Goldilocks on the trail. And Ken and I just got back from a section hike of the Pacific Crest Trail, just got back last night. Originally we had planned on doing 160 miles in Washington from Stevens Pass to Hart's Pass, which was a section that we didn't do on our thru hike in 2020 due to fires. But unfortunately, this hike also got cut short because of fires. But I thought I would just take a little bit of time to unpack my pack and kind of show you the gear that I carried this year, how some things that have changed since the 2020 Pacific Crest Trail thru hike, and since last year's Oregon Desert Trail and Oregon Coast Trail hikes. So let's get started. I'll show you what I carried. First, I'll start with the clothes that I wore. They're kind of gross because, like I said, I just got home yesterday. My shoes are the Topo Ultra Ventures. I have worn these before. I've worn the Terra Ventures and the Ultra Ventures. I really like the Ultra Ventures. They're great shoes, super comfortable. Love them. My shirt was this is the Columbia Tommy Ami. It's really, really gross, really dirty, dusty, has food on it, kind of stinks. Love this shirt. It's good sun protection. It's got great ventilation in the back. I can unbutton the buttons if I need some ventilation. Roll the sleeves up. It's got clipped or snap sleeves, so it's really comfortable. I really like this shirt. Underwear. I brought two pairs. These are Duluth Buck Naked No Chafe underwear. It's the first time I've ever worn these, and they work great. They breathe well. I didn't get overheated in them. Really comfortable. I really like these too. Bra, sports bra, just a sports bra that I got on Amazon. And my shorts are just, I don't even know where I got these. They might even be Ken's. I might have stolen them from him. I don't know. They're called Layer 8s. Nice kind of stretchy material, a little bit stretchy, quick drying, breathable, really comfortable. I really like these as well. And then trekking poles. These are Lecky Cressida trekking poles. This is the third set that I've had. I really like these. Are a woman-specific trekking pole. I believe they're aluminum, not carbon. I've never broken a pair of these. I've had critters chew the cork on the handle and that kind of thing, chew the straps. But aside from that, these have been great trekking poles. I love them, and I'll probably continue to use them. And I'm just going to start on my pack. My pack is the newest Durston Kakwa 55. I had the Kakwa 55, the previous version, the 24-25 version. I really, really liked it, but they did some upgrades that I thought might work better for me. They added a lumbar support, which was the primary reason I decided to go with this pack. And sell my other Kakwa. Loved it. At first I was a little worried because I felt like the frame was too high for my frame, and I felt like my head was hitting the back of the frame if I'd look up. But once I got a load on there, never noticed it. It was super comfortable. My pack, when we left home with 11 days of food in my pack, it weighed, no water, but 11 days of food, it weighed 37 pounds. So with water, it probably weighed pretty close to 40 pounds. And this thing carried like a dream. I have absolutely no complaints. I loved it. Perfect pack. I'll start in the pocket. So in this front pocket, I carried a 700 ml smart water bottle with a flip cap, and in this I usually put my electrolytes. Sometimes I just have plain water, but usually it was my electrolytes. Made it easy to access during the course of the day. In this pocket, my sunglasses. These are just, I think I probably bought these at Walmart and had them for a couple of years. Love them. I don't use them as much as I should, but I like them. I also carried my phone in here. My phone is what I'm filming this video on. It is a Samsung Galaxy 25 Plus. Fits perfectly in here. There's little kind of little tighteners that you can kind of anchor things so they don't fall out if you bend over. So worked great to have easy access to my sunglasses, my camera or my phone, and my water right up front. Have a little thermometer here. We just got this off Garage Grown Gear. Worked great. I'll start with the hip belt pockets. In one hip belt pocket, this was my snack pocket. Still a few snacks. It fits a lot of stuff in there. I had plenty of room. I could have added a lot more stuff in here. That's all I kept in this pocket. In the other pocket, and my wallet. In my wallet, I had my driver's license. This is a chicken tramper wallet. Love it. Headphones with a dongle for listening to music on my phone. My inhaler. Reading glasses. These are just some super light reading glasses that I got off of Amazon. Like these, they're very, very light, very flexible. Need them because I'm old. My little mini Swiss Army knife. I mostly use the scissors on this for cutting Luco tape, or a couple times the knife to cut some Luco tape, but didn't really use it that much, but I will take it again. And some SPF lip balm. And then I will spin this around. And then in the front pocket, I always call it the back pocket because it's in the back when it's on my back. My camp shoes are the Zero Trail sandal, I believe. These are great. They're super light. You can use them in the water. I generally don't take off my shoes to go through water. I just wear these in camp. Probably a little bit heavier than I'd like them to be, but they're not bad. They're very comfortable, very easy to put on and off. My poop kit. I have a Vogler trowel. Garbage. I generally I was trying to cut down on weight, so I use these little tissue coins. They work great. I just have to be sure that you remember to take water with you when you go to do your business, because otherwise these aren't going to do you any good. But I also carry a few baby wipes just to be on the safe side. I also have some Dr. Bronner's and some hand sanitizer. And I just keep that all in a Ziploc bag. Also have, this is my kind of a snack treat, highly calorie dense treat that I had. It's peanut butter Nutella, or peanut Nutella. It's a new product that's recently come out. Peanut butter, caramel, chocolate chips, and white chocolate chips all mixed together. I dumped it out into a bowl, mixed it all together, and put it back in the jar. And this is simple. I call it trail mud. It's very good. Extra pair of underwear. I think I had them back there to dry. I went swimming in a lake, and that's where I had them drying. I didn't have anything way to hang them. Some olive oil. I added olive oil to my lunches, so this way, or to some of my lunches, which I cold soaked. This way I had easy access to it without having to dig into my pack, and I also had it at dinner on occasion, so I had that. Also some spare socks that were in my back pocket drying. I didn't talk about socks when I was going through the clothes that I wore. I wear Darn Toughs, but I use the Cool Max over the wool. I like the Cool Max better. To me, the wool gets kind of stiff when it gets dirty, and even when you rinse them out in the creek, they still don't get very soft. They tend to chew up my feet a little bit more, so I like the Cool Max. They're comfortable, they dry fast, and they don't get that kind of stiff, crunchy feeling. I actually brought 3 pairs, so I wore one, carried 2, and I don't know where. I think Ken has my filter, my water filtration system. I had it in a mesh bag in this front pocket. So I had my Canuck 2-liter bag, and then I also had my Platypus quick drop filter. So he'll probably go over that when he's going to do a similar video to this with the gear that he carried. But between the two of us, I usually carried the filter and one of these, and he carried one of these as well. So that goes in the front pocket. I also carried this headband. I kind of alternated. I thought my plan was to alternate between a headband and a hat. I don't really like to wear hats, but I also don't like my hair in my face, and I like to have something to kind of catch the sweat so it doesn't run in my eyes. I never actually wore this as a headband. I kept it in my pocket and took it out to get the sweat off my forehead. So not the intended use, but it worked well, and it was really good for on a really hot day. I could dunk it in the water, squeeze it over my head, use it to, wipe down my body. So I use this more like a towel than a headband. A little bit of mosquito spray or bug repellent. I could have used it. There were times that the mosquitoes got kind of nasty, and the biting flies and the horse flies, but I never did. I didn't want to put it on my face because I was sweating so bad at those times, and I didn't want the spray to get in my eyes. So I never really used it, but I'm glad that I had it. So that's pretty much all that I carried in the back pocket or front pocket. And then I have my Coola cloth. I don't use it as much as I should. I love it, but I need to get used to using it. Then on the top of my pack, I just carried one of the 1/8 inch Gossamer Gear pads, the folding one. I think it's Gossamer. I think this one is Gossamer Gear. I usually just put this under my sleeping pad at night in the tent. On occasion, I will take it out and sit on it during a break, but usually I just sit on the ground or on a rock or something. But on occasion, I do use it during breaks. We had a lot of deadfall, and I had to crawl under a deadfall, and it kind of got chewed up. That's the one problem with these, is they're not very durable when you're going through a lot of brush and up and over trees and under trees. All right, let's get into the pack and see what's inside. And this is how I did pack my pack. We had an 11-day food carry. Oh, I forgot my tent. One last thing, or a couple last things that I forgot. So there's a taller pocket on the side of the Kakwa, and in that I would keep my tent. My tent is a Six Moons Designs Lunar Solo, and inside the bag is my tent, as well as my stakes. This is just a Gossamer Gear Dyneema bag. I have 8 stakes in here. Usually I only use 6, but if I need to guy out the tent, I have 2 additional shorter stakes. These worked super great. These are the ones that look like a nail. I forget what they're called. They work fantastic. They're easy to get in the ground. I used to use groundhogs all the time, but these work so much better. They stay in the ground. They go in the ground easier. I've not had one bend, which I cannot say about the groundhogs. I just really like them. I think they work really well. So I have that in there, and then I also have some guy lines that Ken made. I only used them once. We had a couple windy nights, but they're super light. They worked really good, and they're super bright, so you don't trip over them because you can't miss them. So I just keep all that inside the bag with the tent. I love this tent, by the way. It's I've used it for the last 2 years, and it's super easy to put up. It's spacious. It's had a lot of people comment on how jealous they are of my tent. I love it. It's 26 ounces, and I just really have enjoyed using this. And then in the other side pocket, I normally keep a 1 liter smart water bottle in the side pocket. And then I cold soak my lunch. So I keep a Calente jar in there. A couple hours before I'm gonna eat lunch, I put some water in it. And by the time I'm ready for lunch, it's ready to go. So it's worked out well. On this trip, there was plenty of water, so I didn't have to carry a ton of water. We had capacity for almost 4 liters with the 700 ml bottle on the shoulder, the 1 liter smart water bottle, and then the 2 liter Canuck bag. That was plenty. It was plenty for our hike. Then on top, I keep my clothes, the clothes that I'm not wearing. So I have a puppy, and I don't close this bag. That way it can kind of spread out. It's not like a log in there. It can kind of spread out and fill in the space. My puppy is a Rab Micro Alpine hoodie, or puppy. Love it. This is the second one that I've had. I bought one. We got one on the PCT, replaced my Ghost Whisperer. Love it. It's a little heavy. I think this is like 14 ounces, but I like it. It's very warm. I never felt like the Ghost Whisperer was all that great. I haven't been happy with it. Love this one. Didn't really need to use it very much. This was the hat. I wore this while I was hiking for a few days, on and off. When I didn't wear it, I started getting sunburn on my forehead, so I started wearing it again. It's an Outdoor Research Swift, I think it's called a Swift Ultralight. Very flexible. It's got a super thin, stretchy, has a drawstring back, and I like it. I'm not a fan of wearing hats. My head gets really hot, so I wasn't sure if it was holding in the heat. But you can dunk it in the water really easily, get it nice and wet, make your head nice and cold. Of the hats that I wear, this is probably my favorite. Other sock. My sleep clothes. My bottoms are Capeline. These are the lightweight Capeline from REI, or from Patagonia. Top is the same fabric. It's also Capeline. I think it's one of the lightest weight ones that they have. It was more than enough. I probably could have slept in shorts and been comfortable, but that's what I had. My fleece is a Kuiu Peloton 97. I did not wear that this time. I like taking it on previous trips on the Oregon Desert Trail, on the Oregon Coast Trail. I used it almost as a sleep shirt. I would wear this top or whatever sleep shirt I had, and then I would wear this on a colder night. I would wear this over the top of it, and then I had the hood. So because I sleep in a quilt without a hood, this hood was more than enough to keep my head warm. But I can also hike in this. It was never cold enough to need to do that on this hike, but I could have, and I will always carry this. I love it. My rain pants, I never needed to wear them, but I have them. These are Outdoor Research. I think that they're heliums. Lightweight. I've never had to wear them yet. We didn't have any rain on this trip and didn't really have any use for them, but keep those in that bag as well. And then my rain jacket. I also did not need to use this, but it is a rock front rain jacket. I haven't had the opportunity to use this yet. I used to use the Outdoor Research helium rain jacket, but it doesn't have pit zips. This one has a huge zip on each side. Lots and lots of ventilation, and I get very, very hot when I hike. So I'm excited to have an opportunity to use this. I'm glad I didn't have to on this hike, but that was also in this bag. And I brought a buff, but I never used that either. Just a CDT buff. Then after that, I have my sleeping pad. This is the Big Agnes Rapide regular wide. Love this pad. Love it. It is so comfortable. It's the most comfortable pad that I've slept on. It's kind of heavy. I don't remember exactly how many ounces it is, but it's heavy compared to a lot of other pads, but for me, good sleep is worth it. I'm willing to carry the extra weight to get a decent night's sleep without. I'm a side sleeper, so I need a thick pad, or else I bottom out, and this works really well. Also have the Flex Tail Zero Pump. Love this. And I just tucked that kind of down in the side of there. My cook set. It's an 800 mil Toaks pot, which I don't even think they make anymore. I never see them anywhere, but this one is an 800 mil. I have a spare lighter. My lighter stopped working on the second day, so I had to get one from my husband, the Boy Scout. So my 800 liter pot. I have a handkerchief that I wrap my stove in. This is the Amicus Soto. Like this pot a lot, or this stove a lot. Works great, very reliable, pretty lightweight. I love it. So I usually just keep that wrapped up in the handkerchief. And then my toiletries bag, ditty bag, whatever you want to call it. Some medications, vitamins, supplements, that kind of thing. My headlamp. We did not anticipate hiking in the dark or needing to have easy access to the headlamp, so I just kept it in here because I probably only need it when I got to camp. This is the Nightcore NU27. I like it. It works fine. It's a little complicated to use. I haven't quite figured. I just keep pushing buttons until something happens that lights up whatever I need to light up. I need to learn that there's different buttons to push different patterns to do whatever you want. I haven't figured them all out, but it did the job and I like it. Travel toothbrush, toothpaste, one of these little mirror brush combos. I just broke. Some Body Glide, earphones or earplugs for snoring tent camp partners, my broken lighter, and then right in the middle is my food bag. Like I said, we started with 11 days of food. We hiked for 5 days or so. We still have quite a bit of food in here. This is in the part of Washington that we hiked in requires you to have a bear bag or some kind of bear safe storage. So I and Ken also use the Ursack XL. Worked great. It carried almost all of my 11 days worth of food. There were, early on, I had to keep a few things outside of the bag during the day because the bag would be too long to fit across the width of my pack. But at night I could put everything into it and it fit. I don't know how I fit 11 days in here, but I did. Still pretty heavy, but this is a durable bag and it works great. This here, a Zenbivy fast sheet. So I get really tired of chasing my pillow around my tent, having it fall off the back of my pad. And I was trying to find a good way to anchor it in there. Plus I don't like drafts in my quilt. And I started looking at the Zenbivy system, and I really liked their whole setup, their whole system. They're kind of expensive and a little bit more than I have perfectly good quilts. I have stuff. I have the sleep pads. I have stuff that I like. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on a whole new system, but I decided to get the fast sheet. So this goes over the mattress, and it basically there's a pocket. It's hard to show without having the quilt all set up, but it has a kind of a pocket that your pillow goes into, and you can even clip it. And there's little clips. I don't know. I think I got upside down. Anyway, there's clips inside the hood that you can clip the pillow to if you have the right pillow, and then you can also clip on the Zenbivy system. If you get one of their quilts, the quilt has little hooks on it that you can hook to these little things, and this is like a wing that comes up and blocks out the drafts. I'm not explaining it very well, but it works really good. But I don't have a Zenbivy quilt. So when I get to my quilt, I'll show you what I did to kind of adapt my quilt, a quilt that I already had, to make it work with the sheet. My electronics, I didn't bring very much. Just have a charging cable and a 20,000 milliamp Anchor battery. And my quilt is a hammock gear 20 degree burrow. I think it's a burrow quilt. I love this thing. It's super warm, super comfortable. It was almost overkill almost every night on this hike, but I can always kick off or sleep, out or sleep with the quilt open. I don't have to sleep inside it all bundled up, so it worked fine. The fabric is nice. This is the second year I've used this quilt. I've been very happy with it. What I did to make it work with the Zenbivy fast sheet, so I bought these little, I don't know if you can see them, these little sticky patches that have a loop on them, and I put them onto my quilt. There's four on each side, and those hook to the hooks on the fast sheet. So basically it acts like a Zenbivy quilt without being a Zenbivy quilt. And I thought that it worked just fine. This is the second time I've used it. I just used it on my deck to try it out a few weeks ago, and then on this trip. And most of the nights I didn't even have to fasten it down, but on the nights that I did, it worked great. It kept the drafts out. I'm a side sleeper and I toss and turn a lot, and I'm constantly having to tuck my quilt under my back, and I didn't have to do that with this, and it gave me a little bit more room to move around. I I felt like it worked really, really well. I was really happy with it. And then my pillow is also a Zenbivy. So the pillowcase has some hooks that you can hook into, matching hooks that are on the fast sheet and the little hood part. I don't think I ever did do that. I didn't really need to. As long as I put the pillow into the pocket, it worked fine. But this system that I brought, it's super comfortable. I love it. My trail name is Goldilocks because I've had a heck of a time finding a pillow that I like. I've messed with almost every kind of pillow out there. This one worked pretty good. I really liked it. It's a 3-part system, and I used all 3 parts. It's kind of interchangeable. You don't have to use all 3 parts, but I did. So it comes with, I would just put it in the pack, just like this, kind of put it down on top of my quilt, and then put everything else on top of it. But it has a nice, cushy, soft, I think it's down cushion that goes under your head. Works super comfortable. Has this plastic pillow. I usually don't inflate this completely full because I don't like a hard pillow. I do maybe 2/3 of the way full, maybe 2/3, 3/4 of the way full, so it still has some squish to it. Worked great. To me it looks kind of flimsy, but it did fine. It never didn't pop. It worked great. And then it comes with a pillowcase that's nice and soft against your skin. Works really nice. I think this is their older. I bought this. I think they've made some changes to their pillows, so this is a little bit different. Probably not quite as nice as their newer version, but I liked it. They worked great for me. Then the last thing, which I never, I do have a footprint. I think I only used it once. It's just a Tyvek footprint that I put under my tent. Most of the places I put my tent up, I really didn't need it, and I tore a hole in it the very first night, so I kind of just forgot about it. And then I do have a liner that I didn't really use. I just kept it stuck in the bottom of my pack. We didn't have any threat of rain, but if we did, I would have put my quilt, at least my sleep system inside here, maybe my sleep clothes or something, I don't know. But never really needed it. I just had it just in case, but it's a Six Moons design liner. And I think that's pretty much everything that I took on our PCT section hike in Washington. Overall, I was very happy with everything that I brought with me, and I don't think that there's really anything that I would change at this point. Really happy with it. So if you're interested in more information on any of the things that I talked about or have any questions, post your questions in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.